your girl Mo, back at it again with another video. And today we're going to be talking about 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point perspectives, along with light sourcing your colors. So you can see me here. I am putting my vanishing line, or not vanishing line, horizon line, a little high because I want my perspective to be kind of down looking. I decided to do a 2 point perspective because I think 1 point perspective is a bit boring for me, and I just wanted a little bit of a more atmospheric type of vibe. So, and it really helps if you attach these papers to the main canvas so it can help you stretch out your perspective a little more. And with this can tell the story and tell the audience, I would say, or the viewer, that your scene is a lot bigger than what it really is. So with that being said, I wanted to create a scene from a comic book that I plan on making. I just have been so busy and I keep putting it off, and I'm sorry for anybody who actually follows my Instagram and are loyal followers. I just haven't gotten to the point in making it. So I decided to make a scene because it's like forcing me to actually figure out parts of the comic books that's gonna be a reality. So this is gonna be an underground scene, and you guys can figure out what the scene's about and who the main character is, or like the actual significant characters. We'll see. Y'all, you figure that out. So as you can see, I am creating these boxes first, and with this image in my head, I am just using everything that I know that is going to go to the vanishing points, every angle that I know is going to go in the vanishing points, and then I will put in the details later. So that is the most important. Figure out your buildings, figure out the main sculptures, or I don't know, squares. You're going to figure out that, you know, that's going to be part of your picture to go to the vanishing points, okay? But using a triangle is really helpful. I would suggest using a bigger triangle because sometimes I'll be eyeballing this. But honestly, I feel like a lot of art teachers are like, everything has to be exactly to the finishing point. And I mean, they're not wrong. It'll make it like look super accurate. But if it's a little bit off, y'all, that's my secret. Don't feel bad, okay? As long as it looks pretty good and you can't really tell from the finished product, I won't even worry about it no more, okay? Art school seems to be very strict sometimes, and there's room to have mistakes. Art isn't perfection, so. And within this class, I decided to go with a 2 point perspective because 3 point perspective is a bit difficult for me. I still haven't figured it out yet, and it kind of makes me want to cry because I'm like, why can I not get this? But, you know, art takes practice and art takes time, and you will end up figuring it out anyway in the long run. So if you ever feel stuck when trying to figure out why something doesn't look right, it just takes practice. Do more studying stuff and you will end up getting the hang of it, and it will come out beautifully. So as you can see, I am making a kiosk, and I'm making the little what do you call them, the little like umbrella or shade that comes out from the kiosk to help, you know, shade the customers. That's what I'm making right here. And I'm still angling everything to the vanishing points. It's a lot of work, but honestly, this picture came out so good, and I think I should make more of these. I'm not sure yet. Honestly, I think with 2 point perspectives, it's just so much easier to, you know, figure out how everything can go. With 3 point perspectives, my teacher showed me this whole triangle method where you had to like measure out the lines with the ruler, and y'all know me, I got that ADHD and I cannot focus, and I got bored real quick of it, and I had no patience. So that is my flaw that I'm working on. So yeah. But you can see me here. I am just still measuring out everything, and I'm gonna speed it up. Look at that. And once you get the hang of, you know, even with the tinier details, and I used a smaller triangle. It literally all comes together, and it helps to use the small triangle to do the little details, because you can use the bigger lines to help you measure out where that vanishing point is going to be. And sometimes eyeballing it also helps, but you also want to make these characters also going towards that same direction, because you don't want it to look off. Like, you don't want the back leg to look like it's bigger than the forward leg. Yeah, so make sure that you're also thinking about how the character is going to look in this perspective. Make sure that the further away a part of the character, it's going to be smaller going towards that vanishing point than it is going towards you to the center line. And I will say that once putting these details in, you can see a lot of the erasing marks, all the smudging, and you see I put this thin paper, it's called copy paper, I believe, and once you trace everything with the copy paper, and then place that copy paper on like a light source, you can put a new canvas on top, and you can redraw everything with cleaner lines, but use a colored pencil or an erasing color pencil, because once everything starts to blend, you won't get that graphic lining. So you see me here, I'm going to do everything first with the Ohuhu markers, and I'm putting all the light sources, all the lighter colors first. So wherever I think there's going to be light, I'm going to prioritize that first, and then go back with the darker coloring lines, as you can see here. So with this, you need to understand that it is underground. So wherever the light is with the lanterns, it's going to be more prominent. There's not going to be an above light source. Everything is going to focus on the main light source that's within these tents, within this little shopping district. So that's why you see these vending machines having light. This is why you see the kiosk shining light from just the lantern, or even within the kiosk, and it's showing that on the characters. And once you get all your base down with the Ohuhu markers, you want to go over it with your color pencils. I will suggest getting a color pencil that's not Crayola. Like, Crayola can be good, but when I tell you, when I was testing Crayola with my color pen, with my sketch papers, it really just tore it up. So finding a soft pencil, and it doesn't even have to be Prisma, because that stuff is expensive. Please, Prisma, sponsor me for my school. But it really helps blend colors, as you can see, and having those bases down really helps bring everything out, and it makes the colors pop, especially with the lighter colors. And that's what I'm doing first, is doing the lighter colors, and then help shading it with the darker, a little darker tone of them colors, so it can look more warm and to look more cohesive. And my professor also told me too, I had to fix this character that I'm doing right now, because the light source behind it, you couldn't really tell. So you'll see that at the end where I would fix it. But also, don't be afraid to mix different colors together. Don't just use black and white to mix colors together, okay? Don't be scared to use colors, because once you start using colors in different ways, I learned this through digital art, it just makes it more earthy toned. It makes it more realistic, because not everything is just black and white and basic tone colors. Everything is always mixed, especially with the shading and stuff. As you can see, like that vending machine has that blue light. I am shining the blue light towards that character who is playing the game. The little kid kind of gets hidden away in the corner, but ignore that. And I'm going to be mixing those yellows and blues together, which will create a very good ambiance of that character's, what they look like skin tone wise and what they're wearing. And it just kind of pulls it all together. And you can see I'm not just using Prismacolors too. I'm also using, like, I forgot what this color is called. This color pencil is called. My husband got it at Walmart. I don't know. But so don't think you just have to use Prismacolor pencils. You see that? I got that one right there. But It actually started to come along pretty well, and especially with the food, I think I kind of messed up with the food a bit, so I had to like kind of change it up. I was trying to make like this weird creature, octopus tentacle, like, because they're like on different alien planets, okay? So there's gonna be different foods everywhere, and I was trying to make that, and I think I kind of blended it together to the point where it kind of got lost. But I ended up fixing it, so. And as you can see, that kiosk character, he's kind of like looking back and forth. I was trying to make like an effect where he's looking back and forth, without having it look like he has an extra head. I don't know if it came across that way, because I think I had swoop lines to it too to make it look more realistic. But you never know. Also, as you can see on the little tent part, the umbrella part of the kiosk, I had some scribbled words. I just came up with that language by scribbling something and then boxing it out. And one of my friends were like, what kind of language is that? Listen, I don't even know what type of language that is. I just kind of scribbled it and then I boxed it together. And I was like, this is the language of this town and everybody understands it. So that's one way to create a different language. Just scribble something and just kind of, outline it, and that's the language. So yeah. And the more that you can see, I am blocking and filling in all the little white spaces, because when you color, sometimes you get that crown effect, the crayon effect. Sorry, I call them crowns, okay? It's better than crayon. You crayon lovers out there, I can't stand. You can get that effect, but I went over with like another color to try to hide those little white lines so it can look more solid, because I don't want it to look like it was like kind of cheaply made and was rushed. So yeah, and that's what I've done. And up here, you see, I made little tiny hills to add more character to the picture for the background, like little homes, and the light sources is coming from their homes. So you can see I did the light sources first, and now I'm going over with darker colors and just coloring in with the lighter colors so you guys can tell that it is a home or whatever. And I did even a little trolley in the background, and that has light so people can go from the homes to the city, back and forth. It's a very like steampunk type city. It's very hot down there. So even though they're wearing sweaters, okay? Some of them are wearing sweaters, some of them are not. But, there's those people in winter who wear shorts and sweatshirts. So there's different strokes for different folks. After that, once you get those little details started going, ultimately it's going to look more cohesive. As you can see, you see how I'm like shading everything with this character, and it looks more alive. It looks more put together. It looks good, okay? And it just takes a lot of practice. Don't think that, I am some miracle worker or some like artist that's been in the game for years and stuff like that. No, I did a lot of practicing since I was a kid and studying up on things, and it really took some time and effort to get where I'm at now. And I don't ever think that you can't get to the level I'm at, because you're just kind of giving up on yourself. Anybody can do art. Anybody can get to this level by just studying, practicing, and finding your own style. Not everyone's style is going to be the same. And I feel like a lot of people put that pressure on them, and they just kind of give up because they're like, why isn't it not looking like this person's? And that's okay. It doesn't have to look like theirs. You find your own style, your own love, okay, for your art. Because it's just not going to be the same. Not everybody's stuff is going to be the same. So, you can see that I'm doing the little lining details. I did everything, the darker colors first, and then I did the lighter colors because I wanted to let the little buttons on the side shine, and then I go back over it with the darker color again, so it can look more like it's shining out there, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna spit some wisdom with y'all as you can see me finishing this picture. I started to notice a lot of people in my community, a lot of people in my life stressing about how they're going to get their art career, their music career and whatnot into view of other people, and that they want to make it so bad, make this good money that they see other YouTubers and Instagrammers make. And I'm here to tell you is stop rushing that. Live life to the fullest. Yeah, you might be working at a job you don't really care for and stuff like that to make ends meet, but when you start stressing your hobbies to become a full-blown career, you're going to end up hating your hobbies, and you don't want that. Listen, I've been in the military for 6 years, and yes, there was ups and downs, there was difficulties in that, and I hated it, but when I was posting, I was hustling in my art, and I would post all the time on TikTok and Instagram, and my following account went from like 500 followers on TikTok to like 2K on TikTok, and I started to notice that I wasn't spending as much time with my family as I wanted, and it started to affect that because I'm like, no, I need to try to make this big, y'all. I need to hurry up and do this thing. And honestly, I didn't like how it was making me because, yeah, I do love doing what I do, but when it takes you away from that family time, is it even worth it? Because in the long run, if like there's an internet collapse, where are you going to be? So I say this and take it with a grain of salt. Just focus on you and your family. And when this success from working hard at creating art and, doing YouTube and things like that on social media, and it will come. It will eventually come. Even if it takes you being like 40 some years old. Some people, even actors, don't make it until they're 40 some years old. And that's okay. Life is to be lived. Life is there to make mistakes. And, don't feel that pressure into trying to hustle something when there's no need. There's no need to start hating your craft and hating what you do because you just want to hurry up and make it big, because you're going to end up falling into a hole and not seeing what's happening around you to the point where your family balance is off, and you don't want to do that. So it's all about prioritizing and, scheduling these times. But that's my advice to y'all, and take it with a grain of salt. And here is the finished product of my work. Please let me know what you guys think. And yeah, like and follow for more. Okay, goodbye.